Om Dam Dhanvantare Namaha. Ragadirogan Sasatan Shaktan Asheshakayan Prasastana Sheshan Ausukyamohan Ratidan Jagahana Yopura Vaidhyaya Namastasme. Let me share. So today we will discuss the histology. Histology means microscopic anatomy and the tissue of the body when it is seen under microscope. That study is known as histology. So we will have some slides which with the description of some tissues randomly. Stomach, first in the gastrointestinal tract, stomach histology is let us study. So here you see 4 layers are there. In the whole gastrointestinal system wall, it comprises of 4 layers. That is mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and serosa. Here also, the stomach fundus also, the same structure is skeleton is there, isn't it? Outermost, innermost lining is mucosa, right? Mucosa with the columnar cells, epithelial cells, isn't it? Then there will be inergination of the mucosa deep into the lamina propria, forming gastric pits. In the gastric pits, parietal cells and oxyntic cells and mucosal cells. These cells are there. Mucosal secrete mucus, peptic cells, oxyntic cells secrete hydrochloric acid, and peptic cells secrete pepsin, pepsin. And the next lamina propria is there. Next submucosa and musculus externa and serosa. Here in duodenum also, you see there are finger shaped. There is villi are there, isn't it? Villi. Villi are the projections of the mucous membrane with lined by the columnar cells, mucous cells. And between goblet cells also will be there, isn't it? The submucosa contains Brunner's glands, compound racemose glands, mucous secreting glands known as Brunner's glands. This is the structure of duodenum. So in jejunum, there are 4 layers like mucosa, submucosa, musculus externa, and serosa. But here the submucosa doesn't contain Peyer's patches or Brunner's glands. So colon, you see there are structure of colon. These are also 4 layers: mucosa, submucosa, musculus externa, and serosa. There is the circumvallate papilla in the tongue. Circumvallate papilla. That's it. So you can see these papilla are seen in the tongue, in the posterior part of the tongue, and that is having 2 types of cells. That is gustatory cells and sustentacular cells. The taste buds in the papilla, they have 2 types of cells: sustentacular cells and gustatory cells. So they are responsible for taste perception. Whatever food particles which are soluble in saliva, they stimulate the taste buds to produce taste. The ileum, where you see submucosa contains Peyer's patches, that is lymphoid aggregations known as Peyer's patches. Is the pancreas. You see, pancreas is both endocrine and exocrine gland. The endocrine part consists of islets of Langerhans, which contains alpha cells, beta cells, and delta cells. Alpha cells secrete glucagon, beta cells the insulin, and delta cells the somatostatin. The somatostatin hormone inhibits the secretion of both the alpha cells and beta cells. And exocrine part, which comprises of the zero secreting acini, which secrete pancreatic juice. So submandibular gland. Here both acini are there, serous acini and mucous acini, because submandibular gland is both serous and mucous secreting. That's it. So here serous secreting glands are bluish purple cytoplasm, isn't it? The cells lining the acini. In the mucous secreting, they are pink color. The filiform and fungiform papillae in the tongue, isn't it? They want to regard now the shape, it is known as filiform and fungiform. They are, see, isn't it? This is a striated muscle or voluntary muscle, the tongue, isn't it? There is a stria are there, isn't it? Bands are there, and the nucleus is multiple nucleated and it is in the periphery. smooth muscle, spindle-shaped cells, the nucleus in the center. This is a cardiac muscle which is branched. Here dark and light bands are there, but that will be in the central nucleus will be there, and some cells are branched, isn't it? This and lower hepatic lobule. It is the lobule which is in center, the central vein. Periphery there is a hepatic lamina, concentric, and between the lamina there is liver sinusoids and bile canal alkali. At the periphery of the lobule there are portal triads consisting of tributaries of portal vein, hepatic artery, and bile duct. The trachea. The innermost layer is pseudostratified columnar ciliated epithelium, and there is submucosa containing mucosecreting glands, and then below it, hyaline cartilage is there, and last layer is adventitia. The uterus. Here you can see the endometrium, isn't it? Endometrium. The stomach fundus we have seen. Adipose tissue is a connective tissue where adipose cells are there. Adipose cells, the concentric or eccentric nucleus will be there, and the whole pathology occurred by the fat droplet. This is the hyaline cartilage. You see, the extra outermost is the fibrous layer of perichondrium, and then cellular layer of perichondrium. Then the matrix, homogeneous matrix with the fibers are now visible because of the homogeneity, and lacuna contain the chondrocytes. This is the seminiferous tubules, testis. White fibrocartilage doesn't have epichondrium, isn't it? Outermost layer is not epichondrium, but the fibers are in parallel with each other, isn't it? And there are in between there are chondrocytes in the lacuna. Adipose tissue. So this is tiers of bone. Outermost layer is periosteum, isn't it? Fibrous and cellular layer. Then the Haversian system, central Haversian canal surrounded by lamellae, isn't it? And in the lamellae, the three types of lamellae are there, isn't it? Interstitial lamellae, Haversian lamellae, and circumferential lamellae. And in the between there, lacuna are there. In that, osteocytes, osteoblasts, and osteoclasts are there. The elastic tissue, elastic cartilage, Elastic cartilage, there is a outermost epichondrium is there. There are two layers, fibrous and cellular. And inside there are lacunae. There are fibers also there, elastic fibers, and lacunae containing big, large chondrocyte. This is a prostate gland. You can see the gland, epithelium, and ducts, the skin. Testis, seminiferal tubules are there. There are various types of cells there in seminiferal tubules, including mature spermatic. Thymus. This is a lymphatic gland, isn't it? And then adult it will be convoluted. Size becomes small. The cerebellum with the layers, multiple layers. There is a gray matter with multiple layers. There is a oligodendria and neural cells. There is cerebrum, main brain. There are layers. Okay. The white matter, which consists of different cells. So, thank you for patient hearing. Thank you. So, we have discussed the histology of some of the tissues, isn't it? Hope it is interesting.